Greetings, comrades. This is Andre Aguirre Desjardins with a Core 2021 Cracker Pack. Going to open my first actual physical pack outside the pre-release of Core 2021. Here we go. Alright, first up, Lofty Denial. It's a blue and a colorless instant. Current target spell unless the controller pays 1, and if you control a creature with flying, they have to pay 4 instead. This is like a C-, even in the flying decks. I'm not happy to get this. I can just never seem to keep up the 2 mana at a relevant state in time, and I'm not looking to play this card, but if it makes its way into my deck, that's fine. Alright, turn to Slag is 2 red, 3 colors for sorcery, 5 damage to target creature, destroy all equipment attached to that creature. This is like a C++ level card. It's 5 mana removal, probably kills almost anything except for Colossal Dreadmaw. You're almost never going to get an equipment with it, but if you do, you've really gotten away with something. But yeah, it's C. It's not great removal, but it is removal, and you'll play it. Next up, Celestial Enforcer is 1 white, 2 colorless for a 2/3 human cleric, and for white and a colorless you can tap a creature, but you can only activate that if you control a creature with flying. White has enough flyers that this can generally turn on as a 2/3 for 3. It's good. It's probably C level. I'm probably taking turn to Slag over it. I really don't care much for white in this set, which has been the same for a lot, but white's definitely more playable in this set. It's not like it's not playable, but I really wouldn't want to start with this card. Alright, next up, Portcullis Vines. It's 1 green for an 0/3 defender, and you can sacrifice a creature with defender to draw a card. There aren't many other creatures with defender. The other one that I think of immediately is the 3/3 for 2. That can attack if you have a creature with power 4 or greater, and I definitely don't want to sacrifice that to draw a card. This is like a D-. I think it's in here for like the green-blue draw a card matters decks, but I really don't want to play this. Next up is Gloomslow Sower. It is 2 black, 5 colorless for an 8/6, and when it becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Like, this is a D. I don't want to put this in my deck. Yes, it has lots of stats and it can't be chumped. Technically, it still does damage when it's chumped, but like, I want way more for 7 mana. There are better reanimator targets. You know, with no evasion, like, there's still lots of gameplay scenarios where you can put this out at 7 and get blocked. I don't want to put this in my deck. Alright, Barry's Acolyte is 2 white, 2 colorless for a 2/3 lifelink, and when it enters the battlefield, put 4 +1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 other target creatures. So this is like the best card for the aggro decks, because you go 2-drop, 3-drop, and then this guy and 2 of your powers. It's effectively 4 or 5 worth of stats, and 2 of the power has haste and it enables your attacks, and you have a 2/3 lifelink left over, which is absolutely serviceable. I'd put this at a C++. I wouldn't be happy first picking it, just like turn to Slag, but I think it's a very playable card. Wouldn't be sad to have this in my deck. Next up, Infernal Scarring, which is 1 black, 1 colorless, enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +2/+0, and it has when this creature dies, draws a card. So, like, this is trying to make up for the disadvantage that's inherent with auras by letting you replace it after. But 1, you're still exposed to a lot while putting it on. 2, it doesn't do that much to begin with. It's not like, yeah, you give your creature +2/+0 and you may allow it to trade up or attack a bit better, but you're not getting a lot, and like, if your opponent doesn't want you to have the card, they can just not interact with the creature. So this is like a D. Don't want to see this in my deck. I'm usually happy when my opponent plays it on a creature. Alright, Roaming Ghostlight. This is 2 blue, 3 colors for 3/2 flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you may return up to 1 target non-spirit creature to its owner's hand. I mean, I'm signed up for a Mist Raven that costs 1 more with 1 more power, C++. This is what I'm picking so far, but I am going to put it, it's probably slightly ahead of the other, but I wouldn't blame you if you took the other 2, but like, this is what I'm looking to do. Please note, there are other spirits, though there's not many, but it came up with me once and I was like, ugh, okay. And then I had to return their 2/2 and block with this and trade with their spirit. So it wasn't the worst, but yeah, this is what I would be taking so far. Ooh, next up, Shock. 1 red, it deals 2 damage to any target as an instant. Again, C+. I definitely want the first Shock over the first turn to slag. And I mean, you're probably only going to get 2 or maybe 3 Shocks in a set in your draft, and you're probably going to play all of them. Like, you definitely don't want... you would prefer not to have 3 Shocks in 0 turn to slags. You'd like to have some combination of cheap removal and expensive removal, but I would definitely start by taking the Shock over the turn to slag. So I'm going to get rid of the return to slag because I'm taking the Shock over it. Ooh, right, here's an onto the uncommon Sanctum of Stonefangs, legendary enchantment shrine for a black and a colorless. And at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life for X of the number of shrines you control. So this is one of the excellent premier shrines. Like, it doesn't take long for you to play this in another shrine, and then you're just running away with the game. By itself, you're not getting away with anything, but it in another shrine, you are really, really getting away with the game. Because it's uncommon, it's still hard to do. It's hard to guarantee. I'm going to first pick this, because then I know I can go find other shrines. I think it's a B-. Like, I think it is a good card. Of course, it's legendary, so if you don't have the red shrine, which is also an excellent shrine that lets you cycle other shrines, you may want to look to have like some way to discard your second shrine for some value, but it's what I'm first picking. Also, I love shrines. I have a soft spot for shrines. I don't know if it's the best first pick, but it's what I'm first picking out of these so far. Next up is Hearthfire and Inflammatory. It's 1 red, 1 colorless for 2/2 prowess, so right there, worth blank. And for a red, you can sacrifice it. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. So yes, it's good in the early game, of course, as a bear. It's good in the late game because you get to, it acts as a 3 mana, 2 damage to a creature or planeswalker at least, which is not an awful draw. I'm probably taking it over Shock to begin with. I don't know if that's going to be correct, but I think it's better than Shock. I give it a B-. Like, it's not a super bomb or anything, but it's worth considering. Conclave Mentor, that's the green-white uncommon marquee card, and it's a green and white for a 2/2, and if 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on a creature you control, that many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead, and when it dies, you gain life equal to its power. This card, when this card dies, you gain life equal to its power. Like, it's fine. I haven't seen the green-white deck come together super often. In fact, this, table that was last picked in one of the drafts I did, when you're in the deck, it's going to be a B+, but otherwise it's meh. I'm not looking to first pick this. Alright. And my rare, it's Liliana Waker of the Dead. So that is 2 black, 2 colors for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. And +1, each player discards a card. Each opponent who can't loses 3 life. -3, target creatures -X to land of hero X the number of cards in your graveyard. And -7, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It gains haste. The first mode's okay for limited, not necessarily great. You can definitely use some things to build around it. There'll be states in limited where you don't actually want to activate the first mode. The second mode, of course, is good. It's a good way. Removal. Not super good early, so, you do have to realize you have her in your deck. But, I'm assuming she's going to be a B+, A-, because, Planeswalkers in limited are just really good. She's what I'm first picking out of everything here. I got a Shiny Forest, sweet. Bloodfell Caves. And Pirate! Pirate for the whale! Whale! Love that whale. So, I'm first picking the Planeswalker, because, I know she seems fine. She probably kills something at worst, as long as you have any type of board to protect her and a bit of a game plan that can utilize her in some way, you'll be happy with her. Beyond that, I would take the Black Shrine after that, and then the Blue Ghost. But like, I think she's the best. I might be wrong, don't know. But after that, I would take it Black Shrine, Blue Ghost, Red Haster, and then Bryle's Acolyte. Alright, so this was Andre Adis Desjardins. Thank you, and have a good day.